are starting round 3 of spring 2023 grazing, and it is May 15th. We started, I guess, I don't know. I should probably keep track. Probably somewhere around 45 to 50 days ago, because we're averaging about 24, 25 days around the farm. And so here we are about day, I would guess 47, 48 of grazing the spring flush. And we're already starting our 3rd rotation. And I would have to say, so far it's been a perfect success. Excuse me. I think we're stocked exactly right for the weather we've been given, which is pretty awesome. So we have 14, what are we at, about 11 animal units. An animal unit being on average about 1,000 to 1,100 pound cow, cow-calf, steer, really anything over a yearling, or about 7 or 8 sheep. So you add all that together, we're somewhere around 11 animal units, and normally we've been carrying around 7 or 8. I want to be at 9, so we're slightly overstocked for what I believe we can carry, but for the springtime we're perfect. Grass is recovering. We get down here into the canopy. We've got tips back on the grass. The tips have just come back. We've got probably a good, we're somewhere around 12 inch to maybe 14 inch grass leaves. Poop is pretty good. Little runny on a couple animals, but pretty good. We still got some residual, again, older residual grasses from the stockpile from the fall and winter. So they're still getting, with each bite, they're not only getting that new green, they're hopefully getting a little bit of that old fibrous content too, to solidify up their poops so they can perform better. But this is just a fun time of year. Flies are just now starting to come out, but we got a bunch of swallows that are zipping around, doing their job, or moving fast, still trying to stay ahead of the flies. But it's just beautiful, beautiful time of year. All the leaves on the trees are pretty much out. Grass is doing well. We've caught some timely rains. Thank the Lord, is just keep getting the rain right when we need it. We definitely haven't been wet, but we're not dry either. So I just did a pasture walk 2 days ago. Walked all around the whole farm, just planning out, making sure we've got what I think we've got ahead of us. What I found useful is just trying to plan out like the next 2 weeks. So I'm just counting 2 weeks worth of the next paddocks, just to try to figure out at that 14-day away from where we are now mark, what does the grass look like, and what do I think it's going to look like in 14 days? Because I want to be getting to it right as it's at its most vegetative state, but not overly mature. So there's very few seed heads on this paddock, which is awesome, because most of the other farms I drive around and look at, everything has gone to seed. And once that grass seed head gets on that grass plant, the palatability and the nutrition value of the grass just starts to sharply decline, and animals don't perform as well. But on the opposite end of that, if you come back too early and the grass hasn't recovered yet from the previous grazing, you might catch it nice and vegetative, but you could do a lot of harm to your stand of grass by eating it before it's ready to be eaten. So here's where they were yesterday. You can see that they take the tips off the grass, but we're leaving a residual What is that? I just always assume it's 6 inches. Let's say that's 6, because that's what we're going for. Some of it's shorter. That's probably 4 inches. Some of it's longer. That's probably 8 to 12 inches. Still, some of it's just untouched around where they peed and pooped. But all in all, I think we're eating it a little close. We're, as they would say, we're grazing it a little tight. They're really going after this. This used to be a that used to be a orchard grass plant. This clump right here, orchard grass is a clumping grass, whereas the fescue just kind of spreads out. But they're really going after that orchard grass. They're taking it all the way down to the ground, which I guess is okay, because it's probably not going to really recover. By the next time around, the fescue is going to take over. So, but the fescue, everything seems to be going pretty well. We had a little incident yesterday, which I didn't realize, but it's a good thing about being out here every day. If this would have gone on for much longer, it would have turned into more than just an incident. But something happened with the automatic waterer, and it didn't cut off. So normally with the automatic water, it's the float valve, just like your toilet, floats up, cuts the water off. Nice crystal clear water that I would be glad to drink out of. But yesterday it didn't cut off, and this is what happened. Got a big old mud spot now. It just kept flowing over, and the cows were using it to cool off, and the cows got muddy and they were putting their feet in it and tramping around. So now we've got probably a 150 square foot mud area. So I'm gonna throw some seed out on that today, cover it up with some old hay we got, and hopefully get grass growing there before we get weeds growing there. So stay tuned. 30 days from now when we come back around, we'll see how that goes. The cows are looking good. Everyone's got good condition. Everyone looks healthy. Eve was kind of moping around like a week and a half ago, almost like she had a limp. I just watched her because she was still eating. She wasn't separating herself. Her ears were still up. She still looked good. She was just kind of limping. So I don't know if she had something. That's Eve right in front of us. And over the last few days, she looks fine now. So thank God for that. Maybe she just stepped on something. I don't know. They can twist their ankles too, just like us. Well, I don't know if twist them, but get something stuck in their hoof or whatever. But little lammies starting to drink some nice cool water. It's only about 72, 73 degrees today. It's just perfect day. Perfect day to be outside watching these animals turn in this perfect stage grass into steak, which we ate last night and lots of nights.